clearly the manager has been very important for you. But you know, the semi-final, that was your challenge there when you did the injury epitomised your performances throughout that tournament, the FA Cup, and then to miss the FA Cup final must have been so difficult. And you're only coming back now. How do you reflect upon the last few months?
Yeah, it was difficult for me personally. Because it's the second FA Cup final that I missed. But for me, the main thing was that I could help the team to go to the final. So, and then I enjoyed watching them win the final, and enjoyed watching them win the Community Shield as well. So for me, it was more. I more enjoyed than I was frustrated not to being part, because I think we live in this dressing room, and when you are injured but you see your team is winning, that kind of lifts you as well, from the rehab. So for me, it was of course not nice to miss the final, but at least I was happy for all the team, for the fans, for everyone at this club, that in the end we made it, and we lift the trophy.
Thank you from me. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mark from the Press Association.
Hi, Shkodran. When all of you guys are fit, Mikel has 8 centre-backs to choose from. I know having that depth is important, but is it not difficult? But you obviously have to back yourself that you're still going to get in the team. But when there's that much competition, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is a good thing, because because in football you live from competition. I was never worried about competing, because this is what we have to do every day. You have to work for your place, and then when you have your place, you have to work for the team to get results in every single game. So I don't think that anyone is afraid of competing, because, as I said, that's something that we have to do as a sportsman. That's what you do. You have to compete every day, and then, of course, as you said, you have to have players, because you have so many games going on, and you need to have everybody on board, because there are so many games. And at the moment, for example, we have been struggling in this position a bit, because we had a few injuries. So it just shows how important it is to have everybody there. And when your time comes, when you're not playing, when your time comes, you have to go on the pitch and do your job.
From a personal level, you are out of contract in the summer. Have you had discussions with the club yet? Is that something that started, and are you keen to stay at Arsenal?
Well, at the moment, I was just happy to come back from injury, because for me it was 3 long months. To be fair, I was happy to just come back and be able to play again. And what we haven't been talking about anything, so there's nothing really that I can tell you guys.
Is it a case for you of, I suppose, see how much football you play between now and January, and then maybe look at it then as to whether you extend your stay or not?
Yeah, I think now for me it's important to just get a few games, go into the match rhythm, get a few games, and then see how it goes.
Thanks, Shkodran.
Thanks, Mark. With Sam Dean from the Daily Telegraph.
Hi, Shkodran. When Mikel first came in last year, you were out of the team at the time, but then within a few weeks you were playing every week and one of the most consistent regular players under the new manager. What changed, and what did he ask you to do differently maybe, or what did you start doing differently, do you think?
Well, I think for me personally it didn't change too much. I think we just, when Mikel came in, he had a clear idea how he wants to play football, and I said from the beginning in a few interviews that for me I have to give credit to him, because we had so many players, and as a coach it's not easy to get all the players on board, to all believe what you're saying as a coach. But I think from day one when he came in, everyone believed in what he was trying to put on the pitch, how he wanted his team to play, and I think it made it easier for every single one of us, because when you know what you have to do, when you know exactly what what's going on the pitch and how you have to play your part to make the team strong. And this is what helped me the most. You know, I went on the pitch and I knew exactly what I have to do. I knew exactly what the coach wants from me, and this made a lot of things easier. And then, of course, you know, we had a few chats with him when he first came, and he made it clear that he's going to give everyone the chance to play, and he kind of gave me the feeling that he believed in me, and that's what lifted me and made me play good football.
A slightly different topic, but you've spoken before very interestingly about the challenges of social media and the various sort of things that come with that. We know it can be a good thing, and it often is a good thing for players, but also brings its own difficulties. And for you in your Arsenal career, when it has gone a bit up and down, as we spoke about, how frustrating has that been, and how hard is it for you to sometimes ignore that or deal with that?
At the end of the day, everyone can say his opinion, but for me the most important thing was always to try and listen to what the coaches want from me, because in the end of the day I play football for a big club, and my work is to follow the things that the coach say, and then sometimes for the people it doesn't make always sense, but for me the most important thing is to do what I'm told to do. And of course then sometimes you are not doing the right thing and you have to listen to criticism, but at the end of the day I'm the one that criticized me the most, so it's not nice to see and to read things on social media, especially when they're negative, but I think if you are a professional footballer, you have to deal with it, and you have to live with it, and you have to try and focus on the important things. And as I said, for me the important things is to come here, train, and try and put on the pitch what you are told from the coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. We'll move to George from the BBC, please.
Cheers, Dan. Shkodran, hello. I just wondered, what's Mikel's training sessions like? Because we hear so much from Man City players that he made them better. What's his training sessions like, and has he made you a better defender already?
Yeah, I think you know the difference that I have to say I've never had such detailed training session, because we are working very detailed about everything. You know, of course we try to do our football first, but then of course to like analyze as well the next opponent and see where we can with our strength defeat the opponents. And he has always an idea how he wants to play the next game, and not every game is the same. He analyzes the team so well that when we go to the training pitch, he knows exactly what he wants to do, what we have to train to then be prepared for the weekend. And I think, you know, sometimes it's not always nice because you go in so detailed training session. You know, it's not that you jump around and have fun and score a lot of goals. It's more about focusing and knowing when you go to the weekend or when you go to the next game that you know exactly what you have to do. But that's on the other side as well the positive thing, because then when you go into the game, you have that picture that you had on the training session, you have the same picture in the game, and that helps you a lot.
What formation do you prefer playing? 3 at the back or 4 at the back?
To be fair, in my career I've played in so many different systems and different positions that in the end of the day it's really makes not a big difference. You know, I mean, even when we are playing, sometimes we play with 5, sometimes we play with 4, sometimes even when we play with 5 in certain moments of the game we switch to 4. So I think that makes not a big difference. You just have to be prepared to play all of them, and I think that the way we're training, the way the players that we have, we are able to play all of them. So that's good for us.
And one player I need to ask you about, you won a World Cup with him, Mesut Ozil. How is he after the news that he's not going to be featuring much this season?
Well, I think it's not my I can't say too much about it because they have been talking a lot, and I just know that Mesut for me is not a teammate. He's more than a teammate. He's a friend. I respect him, and he always has respected me and everyone else as far as I've seen. So he's gonna always have my respect, and I'm always gonna be there for him to if he needs something to motivate him and to push him. But at the moment, every time I see him in training, he's doing the best he can. He tries to train well to be there, and everything else, it's not in my hands. I'm not the one who makes the decisions.
Thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, we'll now move to James Rogers from the Argos in Ireland. Welcome, James.
Thank you. Shkodran, just ask you what you know about the opposition tomorrow, what sort of game you expect from them.
Well, to be fair, it's not a team that I knew very well, but of course we have watched them and we have seen a few games and the way they play. But in the end of the day, you don't have to analyze the opponent that well when you see that they're in the Europa League. That means that they have achieved something to be in this competition. They're a good side. They play to their strength, and if you let them play what they would like to play, then of course it's going to be a difficult game.
You obviously only played a short amount of time against Leicester. Do you feel you're ready for 90 minutes tomorrow?
Well, I hope. I played my first 45 against Leicester, and now, well, you would wish to have more time between the games, but that's the saddle we have to go. And but I feel ready to go again for 90 minutes.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. We'll have the last couple now. Firstly, Ian from Talksport. Is Ian from Talksport there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hiya. You were talking earlier about your position, your contract, and talks with the club not yet started. In terms of you wanting to stay at Arsenal, how big a desire is it for you to stay at the club?
Well, when I made the decision to sign for Arsenal, it's because I respect this club, and I think that it's a huge club, and that's why for me, if I could stay at Arsenal, of course, it would mean a lot to me. But at the end of the day, for me, it was important now in the last 3 months to come back after the injury and to be ready to play and to help my team. And then when you hopefully get a few games, you can maybe look at the future. But at the moment, for me, it has been difficult because in the last months I haven't been really thinking about the end of my contract or what's going on in the future, because all I wanted is to be back as quick as possible, because I think I missed a few important games in the last months, and as I said, I just wanted to be back as quick as possible, try and play a few games, and then of course when the time comes to think about what's next, then hopefully we're going to have some news for you.
And just one on the Europa League. The Premier League, teams already lost. Liverpool already lost this season. Man City have made an uncertain start. So any position in the Premier League is up for grabs this year. But does the Europa League still represent, maybe for a team like Arsenal, their best way back into the Champions League in a year's time?
It is an option, of course. I mean, in the last years we have been very close to win it, and of course when you win it you go into Champions League. But if you look at the Premier League, you have 38 games that you can play. I think if you look at the amount of the games, probably of course the Premier League is the most important competition, but the Europa League is a competition that gives you the way to go into the Champions League, and it's a competition where you can win a title, and it's not a bad title to win, the Europa League. So that's why I think it is a very important competition for us.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Ian. Now finally, Ian Bolton from Sky Sports.
Shkodran, hi. But just going back to what you were saying about Mesut Ozil, you say he's a friend, he's doing the best he can. You've known him many years. Do you sense that he was expecting to be left out of the Europa League squad at the Premier League squad?
Well, to be fair, I can't look into his head. I can only see what he's doing at the training ground and what he's doing on the pitch. And I felt that he always was trying his best. And in the end of the day, I think no one expects or no one wants to be left out. But as I said, this is something that I'm not making the decision. So for me, it's difficult to tell you something. I think probably you guys know more than me about it. So as I said, for me, he's a friend. I'm always going to respect him. I'm always going to be there for him if he needs someone to motivate him, to push him to keep going. But he's so long in this business and he has played so many games that I think he doesn't really need to be motivated, because I see him very motivated.
You don't notice any change in him?
Sorry?
Do you notice any change in him or not?
Of course, if you are not in the squad, of course you're going to be disappointed, and even him, I think the last thing you want to see is someone being left out and not being disappointed. I think that this would be the wrong thing. Of course, he was disappointed, but on the other side, he's experienced enough to deal with the situation, and I think, as I said, for me, the main thing is how I see him on the training pitch, and there's nothing I can say negative about him.
Wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, thanks a lot.